What's up guys, Derek, moreplates.com. Today we're going to be talking about the strongest man you have never heard of. Yes, we are going to be talking about, I say yes as if you know you even know who this is. The point is you probably haven't heard of him. Andrey Smaev. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this guy has no social media, no online presence really. He just fucking crushes ridiculous PRs and breaks world records and doesn't really like post about it. So there are compilations on the internet made by other people of him, and he is I guess just a super humble guy and doesn't care about social media. But here's a quick little backstory. So in this video, the strongest man you've never heard of, sometimes there are really big talents. This is by Adam Raw on YouTube. Sometimes there are really big talents and truly gifted ones in this world. Then there are really huge talents, exceptions, and extreme enthusiasts, hardworking for years. Then there are legends, big names, and then there are gods. I wasn't sure how long he was going to go with this. I haven't actually read it yet. Then there are true gods walking among men, very usually unrecognized and totally unknown. Let me please introduce one such anomaly to you now, Mr. Andrey Smaev from Russia. He doesn't have social media, Instagram, Facebook, training programs, etc., and he doesn't wish any of that. As 13 years old kid, he already bench pressed 140 kilograms, and he truly lives by training with full fire straight out of his soul. Blessed with beyond exceptional physical strength and beast mode mindset, he is yet one of the most humble and positive people that I know. He never planned to have video like this, and he never did this for competition or beating others. He just lives that for himself and tries to keep growing and improving every single session. As hard to understand as it is, that's the plain truth. Let him motivate you like he motivated myself. I am still shocked. Don't forget that no matter how strong you think you are, there is always someone stronger out there. May his fire ignites the best in you all. Eternal respect to you, Andrey. Oh yeah, it looks like there's some copyrighted music, so we are going to have to be quite careful in this one. So this is like a compilation of his feats of strength, I guess. So 21 years old, approximately 105 kilograms and 185 centimeters in height. Okay, so some of the stuff that he does is not just traditional movements that you would be impressed by in the gym, bench press, deadlift, squat. Rather, he does a lot of body weight movements and adds a lot of extra weight to pull-ups and shit like that, and does very impressive athleticism related things. It's not just about, you know, how brutally strong can I get, but rather how can I develop functional strength and a bunch of different things that would be required for overall athleticism too. So he does some of this stuff, you know, obviously very impressive core strength, obviously very impressive overall strength in general. And some of the pull-ups he does in particular are the most insane feats of strength he has. 110 kilograms on his belt there. 112 kilograms on his belt here. Crazy arms, dude. Like you can see it even through this baggy ass tee. And apparently, what is the peak one? 142 kilograms. Let's see. 132 kilograms. I don't know if that was his peak one. There was this Reddit thread. It was like, he did chin-ups with 157 kilograms in a video that is no longer on Instagram apparently. And the first comment is, everybody's fucked. How old is he again? Weights taped onto dumbbell. The rest of the world needs to up their training and steroid regimens. So here he is doing I don't know, max out curls apparently. Doing the whole fucking stack like it's nothing. Here he is with 180 kilograms going for a pull-up, I guess. I don't know, about to find out. Jesus Christ. This looks insane, dude. Fuck. Okay, definitely keeping it muted. This is not copyright friendly whatsoever. Jesus Christ, dude. So he's standing on 4 plates and he's about to... how the fuck? Dude, the whole thing's shaking. Okay, so obviously the guy... Let me see if I can find some actual... Okay, so here he is bench pressing 200 kilograms. Like fucking air. Easy as fuck. Butter. And then he progresses to, let's see, one of his, like presumably this goes in order of impressiveness. So he's on to, okay, let's see what his best bench was here. 260 kilograms. A little bit of help, but like not really. Well, a little bit of help. Okay, 250 kilograms he has clean himself. And then was it, so 260. Okay, so 260 is about where he kind of hit the wall. But anyways, and then his deadlift, 300 kilograms here. Let's go to his best deadlift, see if I can skip ahead. Or is this it? Okay, so he's repping it out here, 300 kilograms. This is his squat here, 265 kilograms. This is such like a dungeon, like high school looking gym. Classic shit, classic. Even the kid spotting him looks like a fucking classic dungeon high school kid. So let's see what else he does. He does a ridiculous Smith machine shoulder press behind the fucking head. That's some Lavroni shit right there. He does some like max out bicep curls. Now for his body weight in particular, he's like disproportionately strong to the point where well, he actually hasn't done very many interviews talking about his strength feats or anything like that. And actually just the other day, like a week ago or so, he had his first English interview. So this is kind of, I assume why most people were sending it to me, is because this is the first time he's gone on record in the English language talking about his stuff, his kind of progression, his strength feats, etc. But then he also talks about his performance enhancing drug use, which is obviously very interesting given this guy is a Herculean fucking specimen and a half. You will have to excuse, however, the absolute atrocious audio quality you're about to endure. This is unfortunately a bunch of people in the background making a bunch of noise and shit. This looks like it's done at like a recreation center or something where he was just training and he's getting interviewed in the middle of like a bunch of people walking by and shit. So you have to keep your ears, not your eyes peeled, your ears, whatever the fucking word for peeled is for your ear, your ears open for what he's saying here, because it's a little hard to pick out.
Some money, some advice.
Okay, so that's one person that actually is trying to help you.
Yes,
supporting you. Yeah.
And I want to say thank you, Adam. Thank you, man, and friend.
I think I actually first became aware of you through Adam Raw's videos. And just talking about, you said about Adam Raw being natural. I think you said in Russia on camera that you did start taking performance enhancing drugs.
Okay, so basically on record he said, not in English, but before he said in Russian that he has indeed taken gear, which, would you expect otherwise? Probably not. But the specifics are kind of what I think made people want to send this to me in the first place too. So not only just because he, is talking about it in general, but his choices.
Yeah. At what age did you start taking them?
At 18.
Okay, so you've been using like 3 years or something now, yes? Mm-hmm.
So he started at 18 and he's been using gear for 3 years supposedly.
It's the breaks,
yeah.
And he cycles, he does not blast and cruise according to him unless, some bodybuilders call being off as their cruise. So like, who knows for sure.
And obviously you saw increases in your strength. Did you see increases in things like any of your bone structure, your hands, wrists get bigger, or only strength? Yeah?
No. I think maybe IGF 1 help, but I use tablets, only tablets.
Tablets?
Tablets, yes.
So that's the main thing that intrigued people, I think, is not only that he was doing such ridiculous numbers at an age before he supposedly used PEDs, but the fact that he only uses tablets. He only uses oral steroids as opposed to injectables. And you would think for somebody who is such a behemoth and is, progressing at he has such promise in his, what he does, you would think somebody would have advised you how to deploy injectable compounds by now, or what like the safest way to go about using these things would be with longevity in mind. So to date, for 3 years, he's been cycling on and off of orals, supposedly. Now, I don't know if he's actually cycling off entirely or if he's going to a cruise dose of like a D-ball here and there. Like, I don't fucking know. But the fact that he's only used orals to date and he's gotten to where he is, it's, interesting to say the least. But I'll let him continue.
And it's not, it's cheap. It's cheap and
not good quality or
not good quality. Maybe it's dirty, very dirty, like methane just in the wall.
Yeah,
maybe.
So I have no idea what he fucking said there. So sorry, I can't really give any insight.
Oxymetron.
Yeah.
Yes. When I was younger and lived in village with my granny. I go to the river.
Swimming all the time.
Yes, now it's no time, no river, because in our city.
Okay, so that was the timestamp where it was at, and apparently that was the end of it. I was expecting more details. I hadn't actually listened to it yet. I was going to listen to it live. I tend to leave the stuff to watch live with you guys, so then I can give my genuine reaction as we're going through it. I just get like a timestamp sent to me. It's like, this is the part where he talks about, you know, fill in the blank. So I'm kind of disappointed there wasn't more details. I was going to say something about, you know, like, I guess these guys, they're such hyper responders. They just like don't look into shit really. You know, it's like one of those cases of, I did a video a long time ago. It was like, don't ever get coached by like a genetic phenom bodybuilder or something. And the reason being is they will respond like fucking gods to anything they use. They literally look at a weight they grow. They take any steroid, it works perfectly for them. Most of the top guys, if you actually listen to them talk about pharmacology, they don't really have a working understanding of what makes the most sense and why, which would be the most healthy and why. Well, the least dangerous, I guess, would be a better, you know, way to describe it. You know, the things that are the most tolerable, the things that will lead to the best longevity in the sport. And this is why they hire coaches and gurus too, who actually just like do the work for them because they don't want to learn about this shit. They just hyper respond to whatever the fuck they take, and they, you know, focus, put their brain power into dieting and training because that's, you know, a cumbersome enough task as is, obviously. So for him, he's very, very young. It's not like I had so many, you know, misconceptions about gear and shit at 21. Like I didn't know fucking anything, you know, compared to what I know now. So it's not surprising that he doesn't have like an elaborate, you know, elaborate details to kind of give in this situation. But still interesting nonetheless that he's only touched orals. Like most people would know by now, at least after a couple of years. Like you don't want to be perpetually, you know, blasting liver toxic compounds, things that probably are not going to be ideal without, you know, a functional test base, depending on, you know, obviously there are certain oral agents that can act as a makeshift test base, but a lot of like really basic concepts that kind of like comprise the framework, like the fundamentals of, you know, protocol management and design, not only for being as safe as possible, but as effective as possible. It doesn't seem like, you know, he's kind of just like randomly like going on, you know, 6-week bursts of D-ball or some shit. Like, I don't really know. And just cranking out PRs every single time. I would imagine that must be the case, you know, just like cranking, you know, randomly A-bombs, randomly cranking D-ball here and there, randomly cranking whatever. And he's gotten to where he is, which again, like they fucking work. Is it the best way to go about it? You know, probably not, but interesting nonetheless. It will be interesting to see if he does more interviews in the future. I don't know who Matt Rhodes Sport is, but he is the first guy to get an English interview with this guy, and you know, got right down to the brass tacks and asked about PEDs, which is good on him and impressive because you know, some people don't want to put the person they're interviewing on the spot like that, and they will avoid, you know, the hard-hitting questions and whatnot. But it's cool to see that they at least touched on it, although it wasn't all too insightful. That is, keep an eye on this guy. This guy apparently is a fucking freak. Well, you can see for yourself, he's a freak and he's very young. So I imagine in the future, he will be a bigger name in the fitness industry and probably become a lot more of I don't know if fitness industry people can be like household names, but you know what I mean. In the context of the fitness industry, more of a household name. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, check out my blog, moreplates.com. Follow me on Instagram at moreplates_moredates, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts. If you want to support the channel, you can check out anything I'm associated with in the video description below. My TRT clinic. It's all telemedicine from the comfort of your own home. Gorilla Mind, nootropic formulas, Gorilla Mode, pre-workout formulas to design myself from scratch, my recommended lab tests and diagnostics, and anything else I'm associated with. It's all in the video description below. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.